For my technology integrated curriculum unit plan, I'll be using 3 different technological tools to further assist my students in their learning of writing and graphing linear equations, as well as using function notation for these equations. The first technological tool I will be using is PhET Interactive Simulator through the University of Colorado. The activity I will be developing for the students is to answer questions in regards to slope-intercept form, and point-slope form. This simulator will be required to help them answer the questions. The students will be able to adjust the y and x values and answer questions as to how they notice the slope changes in terms of its steepness and direction. Other features of this simulator that they will be using is manipulating both the slope as well as the y-intercept. Once the students are comfortable with slope-intercept form, they will also be creating graphs in point-slope form. From this simulator, the students will have to take the graph that they created and translate it into slope-intercept form. This will help the students to see that there are multiple equations that can represent the same line. To review for any assessments, or to practice if they feel uncomfortable with slope-intercept form or point-slope form, the students can play this review game created by the simulator that increases in difficulty as the levels increase. A second technological tool I will be using is Desmos. They can use the Desmos calculator at any point in class to help them check their work. This is especially helpful when the students are studying or completing homework. If they are using this calculator feature, they have the ability to type in any equation and check it to their work to see if their line is correct. The main activity that I will be assigning to my students is called Land the Plane. They will have to log into their account and I will assign this straight to my class. Once the students see the assignment, they will be able to complete various questions right through Desmos about how to land a plane properly using their information about slope-intercept form. This is a great way for the students to see a real-world application for slope-intercept form. Throughout this activity, they will be using equations to land the plane correctly, or developing their own equations to line up the plane correctly. And it will also provide myself with feedback and the students with feedback if they answer a question incorrectly. The third and final technological tool that I will be using is through Microsoft Office. The activity I developed is the students will be put into groups, and in those groups, they will be required to use function notation to write a real-world problem and write an equation from that real-world problem using function notation and making sure it is in slope-intercept format. Through Microsoft Office, the students will be able to collaborate with one another outside of class by sharing either the Word document or Excel document that they are working on. The Word document will be used for the students to write their real-world problem and input a table of values that is associated with the function that they had developed. Once they have developed that information, they can choose to use a Desmos calculator to develop the graph, or they can use Excel to develop a graph. I want them to think about how the landing the plane example helps them to properly use a real-world application and slope-intercept form together. All 3 of these technological tools will be required for the students to practice and hopefully enhance their learning.